Hi, welcome to another episode of Hot Takes. Keir Starmer's police state knows no limits. And we've got to the point now, and it's just ridiculously disgusting, really, where they're going into schools and questioning children, and I mean small children, banter in the playground, and the police are being called. Now, a 9-year-old who called one of his classmates a name, and 2 secondary school girls who said another pupil smelt like a fish, are among thousands of people being investigated by police over incidents in schools. Thousands of them. For heaven's sake, are teachers now so snowflakey woke that they cannot administer discipline in a school anymore? The things we called each other at school were horrific. They were so cutting. And that's why we all grew up well adjusted, able to deal with life, prepared for life. We weren't wrapped in cotton wool. You know, these kids coming out of school haven't got a clue. We were brutal. But a police officer was called to a school to have a word with a boy of 9 years of age who called his mate a retard. I call people retards. Most of them are in the House of Bloody Commons. Or senior policemen, it seems, because you can guarantee some constable and his sergeant who turned up at this school, they didn't choose to do that. They were told to do that by a senior officer. Now, we have a thing here, just going to read this out to you, right, because I think it's just worth the knowledge. We've got to pass this on, because we cannot possibly go on as a society with shit like this. It really is heart destroying, isn't it? Anyway, we've got this piece. Police forces recorded incidents against a 9-year-old who called another primary school classmate a retard, and against 2 secondary school girls who said that another pupil smelt like a fish. There were several cases of children being logged as having committed non-crime hate incidents, according to the Freedom of Information requests to police forces. Here's the thing. No police officer can tell you what a non-crime hate incident is. Not one. They don't know. Government guidance says that these are supposed to be recorded for incidents clearly motivated by intentional hostility. Being hostile is not a crime. Being offensive is not a crime. And indeed, being offensive should actually be an obligation, because I'm offended by everything this Labour Party's doing. And so I want to go back on the offensive and call them dangerous, traitorous retards. They're going to send a police officer round to me. Anyway, classroom incidents that do not amount to crimes are not supposed to be recorded. Of course not, they're children. And neither are incidents involving journalists expressing lawfully held views with no hostility. Yes, well, I do have hostility. I've got hostility to the Labour Party. I've got hostility to Keir Starmer. I've got hostility to Rachel Reeves. But hostile is not a crime. There is no criminal act saying anywhere that you can be locked up for being hostile. They're inventing these things to control us. Control our words, you control our actions. Well, no, I reject. Anyway, the Times has found evidence of widespread confusion among police over what types of incidents should be recorded. As I said, the police don't know what these things are. Number 10 said that the Home Office would review its guidance to protect the fundamental right to free speech. What we actually need is a First Amendment. And we need to make free speech absolute. Because the moment you don't have free speech, you don't have free speech. The moment it's controlled in any way, shape or form, the moment a policeman turns up at your door for something you say or a view you express, you don't have free speech. Now, I'm right to express lots of things. I'm right, and I'm legally allowed to say that I don't like an insert here. And let me tell you, there's a long bloody list. Of course I am. But if I did it, I could expect a policeman knocking at my door. And how do you deal with that, by the way? And I've said this in a previous video, but in case you missed it, I'm going to tell you now. Here's what you do. You get the knock at the door. You open the door. There's 2 policemen there. They'll ask you to come if they can come in. You say no. You deny them access and you keep them on the door, and you pick up your phone and you record the whole thing. You say, excuse me, grab your phone and you say, I'm recording this to protect me and you. And that's all you've got to say. And if they don't want to be recorded, that's up to them. They can walk away. But you say, look, you're knocking on my door. I'm protecting myself. I'm inside my house recording, and there's nothing they can do. And you can guarantee they'll look embarrassed. And then you ask them why they're here. And then they'll say, oh, non-crime hate incident. Said non-crime. Yeah. And then you ask them, can you please define what a non-crime hate incident is? Watch them as they fail to do that. Say, do you have evidence of what this was? They won't be able to present the evidence because of the very thing is they can't. Literally, they can't, because it's an incident like that, which means it's an offence against the person, which means the person who's offended is the victim. And so you can't tell, they can't give you the evidence unless it was a crime. And this is very weird. So you say, what, so you got no evidence? And they'll say, well, we have got evidence. Oh, well, let me see the evidence. We can't give you the evidence. And you make sure you're getting this on video, right? Wait a minute, you're saying I did something, but you've got no evidence. And you refuse to tell me what it was, yeah? Do you think this is confusing? Yeah. Okay, can you tell me who complained? Oh, no, we can't tell you who complained. I said, if this was a crime, I would find out in court. I have the right to face my accuser. And they'll go, yes. And I say, right, so tell me who it is or this conversation's over. And then they'll just go away because there is literally nothing at all that they can do because you haven't broken the law. And as long as you do not let them in your house, they have no right to come in. They have no right to come back. And you deny them access. That's the important thing. Do not let them in. But definitely ask them for the proof or the name of the person and get it on video and make sure they say they can't tell you. And then also ask them to explain what that non-crime hate incident is. Define it. Define what a non-crime hate incident is. And then just watch them blather. Because they can't. And then move on. And just don't accept it. And if they ask you to sign anything, don't sign anything. Don't acknowledge them. They can do nothing. That is a public service broadcast on behalf of the Go Fuck Yourself Starmer party. We need to start that up, don't we? Millions of members within hours. Anyway, leave that there. It is just another one of these things. When they're coming into school to come after children, it's insidious. We do know that they love children for many, many reasons. They do like getting involved with children, don't they? Bastards, one and all. Can't tell you, though. They cannot tell you. Still, if you've got kids, just make sure that they don't do it. And if they want to bring the police in, and you tell the school if they're going to involve the police, you've got to be there. You refuse the school the right to be loco parentis if the police are involved. You go, and then you tell the police exactly that. Tell them to go F themselves. Anyway, till next time. Bye.